He's a clown at school, always asking Dad.
Out of 34 pupils in our class, I think me and my mate were 33 and 34, who were terrible.
There are 7 wonders of the world.
There's a club called the Ryan Hall. I was playing darts in there when I was about 11-year-old, and an old fella, he asked me my name. And I said, oh, Phil Taylor, like. And he says, you'll be the best player in the world one day, you will.
I am now going to introduce you to the 8th wonder of the world.
He's a good lad. In my eyes. Mind you, I'm biased of his mother also.
When he's here, he's Phil. When he's on stage, he's like a different person.
Phil Taylor's become a darts legend, world #1 and now a wealthy man. But there's not too much flash about him. The trappings of fame and fortune are kept very much at arm's length as he stays true to his roots in the potteries.
We don't live a lavish lifestyle. We don't want a lavish lifestyle. We just want a normal life. And that's why we don't move, we don't go anywhere. Got great neighbours. Couldn't wish for better neighbours.
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy being famous?
I think more than ever. I'm used to it now, but I haven't got that fame where I get a hassle. You know what I mean? I get a nice fame, if you know what I mean. People ask me for autographs and have a chat with you, you know, ask you when your next tournament is. I don't get any hassle at all. Remember Eric used to get hassle. Terrible hassle, and Jockey did as well. But I've been very lucky. Eric always said to me, don't do what I did, because it's not that good of a life. So I always try to keep myself, you know, as the general, you know, normal lad.
Champion of the world, it's Phil. The power, Taylor.
Darts has become big business. Sell-out crowds jam the venues for the events that are an intoxicating mixture of sporting brilliance and sheer unadulterated hype. It's all a far cry from the world of Phil's youth.
That was my old house there. This one here with the canopy, 54. This was the council house, obviously, when we first moved up here. And believe it or not, the gate, what's in the middle, I made about 30 years ago with some old planks. I can remember the double glazing when the council first put it in. Got up one morning, Saturday morning, my dad sitting right by the window there, and somebody had taken the window out, the big pane in the middle. My dad sitting there said, I thought it were breezy. So the window's on the lawn, the window was on the lawn.
In 2007, the sport returned to ITV with a new competition, the Grand Slam of Darts, and Taylor made it through to the final.
Perfect lie that for Taylor. We're going to get another one. You just knew. 4 apiece.
Because I lived here from when I was about 4 years old till I was about 22, so probably 18 years I lived here. The little trellising, believe it or not, I used to climb up there when I was a kid. I mean, they fall to pieces now.
Yeah, you wouldn't try it now, would you?
Climb on the wall and then jump onto that roof there. Yeah, some memories here, John.
Yeah, 83, treble 17, double 16. Double 16 for a 143 to go further ahead at 8-5. Yes, fantastic finish by Taylor. Unbelievable.
Has that view changed a lot over the years?
No, not at all, except there used to be factories there. And I'll tell you what we did once. The big oil drums, empty ones. We lit a fire down there and we put the oil drum on it. Right? Then my mate's dead, he could hear this starting to us. Right, come on, we've got Travati here and hear this. Bang! I mean, from here, it must have gone 100 foot in the air. This one.
Oh, God.
It was in the papers. It was in the papers and everything. That a bomb had gone off.
That's one in the treble. That's 2 of them. 7th 180.
Ah, no ball games. That'd have been gone when I were here.
Was this where you used to play?
Yeah. This was our goalpost here.
Dart Avenue.
Dart Avenue, that's the one. But this was our goalpost. So when you were out there, you chuck the ball to your mate like that, and if you missed the ball, you had to leg it quick, get down there, go fetch it. Because it used to go right round the heart.
You got about half a mile down there.
I know. It's all right getting down, it's coming back up again, it's the problem.
Double top.
There it is! Phil Taylor has taken the Grand Slam of darts. Taylor's form in Wolverhampton was just breathtaking after a year when some had begun to wonder if his era of dominance was drawing to an end. But it demonstrated emphatically that the 13-time world champion has got more to offer yet. And this Grand Slam of darts victory was just another small chapter in the story of the greatest player of all time.
Mum and Dad never had any money, you know, always struggling for money. Same as any family was then. My dad's wages only lasted till Thursday. So me and my mother used to go collect copper wire and wait in and burn it off and whatnot. Wait in, ready for the Friday's food money.
I was a cheeky little bugger, like. I don't know if you can see bugger. There's one of the old bottle ovens there on the left, see it?
Yeah.
In there.
The old kilns.
This was Johnson's Tiles here, this one. That's where my father worked for 30 years.
Johnson's?
Yeah. Mother used to work in a small pot bank here years ago.
Can you remember the first time you ever picked up a dart?
Be when I was a kid. My mother will tell you better than I will, but maybe 5 or 6 years old, probably. Only played for fun on one of them paper dartboards them days. My dad had the brass darts and whatnot, but my dad always went to the pub. See, that was his era. You know, he loved going out. Didn't like stopping in, my dad. But there's a club called the Ryan Hall, and why it springs to my mind is Robbie Williams started there. He sang there when he was a kid, and I was playing darts in there when I was about 11 years old, and an old fella, and he asked me my name, and I said, "Oh, Phil Taylor, like," and he says, "You'll be the best player in the world one day, you will." Like, yeah, right. You know, never even took darts serious then. But I can remember it to this day. I mean, he'd be long gone now, but it was spooky the way he did it. And funny enough, I was at Rob's the other week, and I said, you know, me and you started in the same place. You know, our careers really.
That's Ryan Hall there.
Oh, here we go.
That's where that fella said to you. Me and Robbie Williams used to sing in there, believe it or not. Well, this was a pub here. Well, that was Rob's here with these grey gates there. That was where Robbie lived with his mum Jan. But I'll tell you a little story. He come back with his dad from golf. There was all girls outside, and he told his dad, drive past. And they parked round the corner here, Norman Avenue, and he'd had 2 songs what had like flopped, and he says, "Dad, I've got a song," he says, "and if it doesn't make it, I've had it." And he sat in the street here, he's telling me the other day, and that's where he sang the song to his dad. His dad said it was brilliant. It was called Angels.
The perfect first one. Not wrong with the second one either. Oh, Rihanna, that blew the work of a maestro.
I can remember going down to a club and watching my dad play. Their team was a pub called the Raleigh Arms, and they were the best team in the league. They used to win everything, the cup, the merits, you know, you did the team game. And I can remember playing them after, when I was young, and saying to my dad, "How come you lot keep winning everything?" I said, "You're rubbish, you know." "Shut up, you."
Well, that would have been the Raleigh Arms there.
Which one?
Here.
Where the co-op is?
Yeah, that was the Raleigh Arms.
This was the team to beat, the Raleigh Arms, when I was a kid. As you walked in, the dartboard was on your left-hand side, so you say, "Put us a P up," because there'd be a big list of names waiting to play, waiting to mark. And if you lost, you got to wait again. But if you couldn't get on the dartboard, then there was a card school here and a domino school down here. And them windows were all frosted, so you could never see in. So it was always, you know, what's behind them windows? What's in there, Dad? You know what I mean? My dad used to come home from the pub, he used to play cards, have you won? And he'd give you some change them days. So it was always an element of what's it like, you know? Could never understand what the attraction was. But when I started playing, "Hiya, mate." This was a great pub in them days. You know, everybody knew each other. Everybody knew everybody's family, everybody's business.
19 will give him ball, treble 19 will give double six it is for 2-1 in this 8 seconds.
If you'd have said to me when I was 15, 16, "You're going to be a dart player," I'd have thought you were off your trolley, you know. When I left school and went, engineering, second job, I enjoyed it. I wanted to go work and earn a living. I used to work on a pot bank, and then when I come off there, I used to repair cars, try and make a bit of a shilling, repairing cars for people. And then I used to work behind a bar Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I had to make a living.
So money was tight.
Yeah, but it makes you into a winner, I think. So when I picked a set of darts up and started playing for fun, and started thinking, I can do this, I can play these people. I mean, everybody on the firm, they thought I was mad. When I said I was going to pack my job in and go play darts, they all thought I was crazy. How are you going to beat these professional players? And I said, I'll show you. And that's what I did.
And it was something he would do again and again. Coming up next, Phil moves onwards and upwards towards the big time.
190.
When I used to leave school, when I was like my junior school, was that school down there, and then walk up this path and walk up here. That Robbie says, is that phone box still there? Because it always stinks of piss. And he can remember it. I think everybody used to have a pee in there.
Phil Taylor and his wife Yvonne were teenagers when they first got together, and now they've been married for more than 20 years. She's probably his biggest fan, and it was Yvonne who encouraged Phil to try his hand at darts in the first place, even though for a long time Phil didn't even toy with the idea of trying to become a professional darter.
I was about 26, and we moved into this terraced house, and we were living there maybe 18 months. And one of the times I said to Yvonne, come on, we'll go out for a night. We'd never been out. So my mum and dad come down, babysit for us. So we went up the Crafty Cockney then. Eric had got the Crafty Cockney. And he'd probably had that then 2 years. And we went in, and as it happens, Eric was playing with Maureen on stage.
Maureen Flowers?
Yeah. And I was watching them and thinking, I could beat you when I was 15, you know what I mean? I was comparing myself when I was younger to them. And Yvonne said, you know, you never played darts. And I didn't. So she bought me a set of darts for my birthday, little cheap set of darts, and that was it then. I started playing darts. I played once a week with my dad at a club called the Beersham Central there, which is right by Port Vale, and never looked back.
967 the shot here, could be the highest of the week for the bullseye. Yes!
When I first started playing, it was good because we used to enter little tournaments I did. It could be £15 for the winner or whatever it was, £50 for the winner. And I used to win a lot of them. So we used to come home and say, right, what do we need for the house? It was good fun then. Because I'm thinking, if I get past the next round, I can afford a new carpet for the living room. Or I can afford a set of saucepans. It was good. Makes you into a winner.
The one thing Rob misses in the world, this shop.
Oatcakes.
This shop.
This is
the best shop in the world. Hiya, mate. Hello. 10 oatcakes with cheese on, please.
10 oatcakes.
Sorry about that.
You're right.
These are the dogs. I'll tell you what's one thing Rob's on about in Los Angeles. This shop. You love this shop.
He comes in here when he's at home.
Does he?
Yeah. Thanks,
See you later, buddy.
folks. Thank you very much.
45 years of doing this, pal. Okay.
Self-like
So the diet goes out the window.
self-like figure comes
Look at that diet I was on. Look at it. So that's basically what it is, John. Ow!
That is hot. But very nice. How much of an inspiration was Eric Bristow? You mentioned him there, and having the Crafty Cockney, and you'd been down there and watched him.
At the time, it was weird because I didn't like Eric. I used to think he was cocky, which he was. I was a John Lowe fan, and then he sponsored me, and I thought, well, you know, he's not a bad lad after all. You know what I mean? He made me into a winner, you know, even though I was a winner as such. He just added that little extra fuel to it because he sponsored me on condition that I paid him back what he sponsored me for, which is the best thing he ever did, because then he'd tell you, you know, what you do is sitting here talking, you know, get on that dartboard and get practicing, and that's how Eric was. He made me win, and if I was to ring him up and say I've lost in the semi-final, he put the phone down on me. He said, don't ring me again till you win something.
Sublime brilliance from Phil Taylor, and he makes it look so easy. The man is a marvel.
He's not a bad player either.
First tournament, it was Canada, and I won it. And they gave me something like £4,000 in cash, in dollars. And Eric, I've never had £4,000 in my life. And he's standing at the bottom of the steps like this. So I was like, Chris Talon, we don't want to give you that. Yeah, and it was great. He said, right, you only owe me £4,000 now. It was brilliant. I mean, it was great to give him his money back. And I think the second year, maybe second or third tournament, I paid him back. Or fourth tournament, I forget. And he said, right, you're on a bonus now. Whatever you earn now is your own. You know what I mean? It was brilliant then, because I'd won something like £750, and that was mine.
Bull here for 161. That is something very special.
1990, you qualified for the World Championships for the first time. Talk us through that.
I was the last one to get in. Remember Eric phoning me, and he says, you're in, you're in, you're in, you're in. You're the last one to get in, and I drew Russell Stewart first round. Never forget it, because he was one of the top. I think he was in the top 5 then, I think. But he was a good player, Russell. And then knew if I get past that first round, I've got a chance here. And I did. I beat Russell, and that was it. Then I never looked back. But when I got to the final, obviously Eric, who'd ribbed me for years, you know, for 2 or 3 years, I got him in the final. I thought, right, now it's your turn. Now I'm gonna wipe the floor with you.
Did you think you were going to beat him?
Yeah. Yeah, and my odds then were 125 to 1 to win the tournament. And everybody in Burslem bet on me. All of them had bets on me, 5ers, 10ers. My missus had 20 quid, my dad had 20 quid. The best one was a little old woman stopped me walking up the street. And she said, oh, she had to shake my hand and whatever. And she says, I never bet, but I put my last £5 on you, on my pension. Which, them days, 1990, £5 was a lot of money. And she won £750. Can you imagine how she was? You know, how it made me feel. Besides, and lads were coming in the pub saying, you bought me a new washing machine and new carpets and new this. I was on the dole as well. And then when I won the World Championships, won it on the Sunday, went in on the Tuesday for sign-on. And he told me to sod off.
From London, the crafty Cockney, Eric Bristow!
The Circus Tavern in Purfleet was absolutely jammed full as ever in 1997 for the World Championship. By then, Phil had won the World Crown 4 times. This time, in the semi-final, he'd meet his old mentor Eric Bristow. Once more. As ever, much of the crowd was rooting for the ever-popular crafty Cockney. But Phil had Bristow's record of 5 world title victories firmly in his sights.
It was massive, that game was, because Eric was on his high. He thought he was going to win the World Championship, and I think he would have done it if he got through that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning world champion, the Power, Phil Taylor!
The crowd were very hostile towards me. You know, they were all Eric, all singing Eric, Eric, Eric. So my heart rate was like 5 times what it... I got double vision. It was the worst game I've ever been, and I was shook from the very walk-on to the very last start. Never stopped shaking, my hand was like this. That was a big learning point for me as well. I'd never been in that position before.
Phil, you require 32.
Under this kind of pressure, the guy who is the reigning champ has got 2 darts left to win the match. 88. This is a 110% shot because he can get the flick.
24 score.
He got to him. The pressure got it, Taylor.
Eric, he requires 76.
The pressure got to Taylor as we've never seen before. And now Bristow, 76. 88 for 4-4.
Gotta watch the flight.
60 score.
Barrel.
Well, there's a resignation on Bristow's face there.
8.
He's walking away, almost resigned. to his fate. Double 2. And then...
Yes, and the
place!
Phil
Taylor! Bristol was brilliant, but not quite brilliant enough.
So Phil was through to the final for a shot at his 5th world title. Blows may not have been exchanged, but Taylor certainly knew that he'd prevailed in one of his toughest fights.
I compare boxing, not as much if you don't get thumped in the ring, but we're very much like boxers, where you get on stage, it's 1 against 1, you can't do nothing, you can't snooker, you can't, you haven't got 10 men behind you to help you out, you're on your own. And that's the only way I can compare darts with is boxing sometimes.
That tough Yorkshireman, Dennis Priestley, himself a former champion, was the man now standing between the power and a record-equalling victory.
There's 2 ways to start the shot that lifts the crown, the money, and to equal Bristow's record of 5 world titles.
46 scored, wants 35. So,
Dennis
wanted
with
the
3
12.
John.
Was going for the 12 there, Sid. The treble 12 would have given him double 13, single 12 the bull. So Priestley to save his skin again. He did it on 160. Nearly did it on a 140. Got to do it on this 122. The Priestley family. Watch the Dan. Adam is possibly adamant that Dad will stay alive. The bull
to
he
get
wants.
the bull.
Midley did Lee, not
97.
quite. Was that the last dart?
Colin John Gwynn, championship points.
Bradman is through. Taylor for 32.
Games shut under 1997. Redman, world professional champion. Phil Taylor.
Applauds the power.
As the reigning champion equals Bristow's feat, he's equaled Bristow's record.
There were a few tears afterwards, weren't there?
Yeah. A couple of times I've done. I'm not doing that again anymore. I don't like it. Crying. It's a big mad arse.
Back in Burslem, it's time to visit the first house that Phil ever bought. One he's now given away to Elizabeth Taylor, his mother.
Yeah, this is my first move. £7,500 I paid for this.
There she is.
Who's in here? Oh, here, Mum. This is my mate John and the crew. Hello. Are you coming in?
Let's go first. I'll let you in.
Yeah.
I might have one more to hold on.
This is my little son's little room. Come on, John, you go in, bud. This is my son's little bedroom. Obviously, you see some of the old memories. This is when I first won the World Championships. This is the street. He put banners in the street for me, bless him.
Good moustache.
I think they'd all had money on me, that one. So, yeah. That was Midi Von with the mixed pickles. And we got beaten the last 8. But we had a year's supply of pickles for free. Right? And the Czech bought us a video, a VHS video, because we only had a Betamax. And Betamax were going out. So I'm saying to Yvonne, what are you worried about? We just won a video. She was over the moon then, because she was crying, because she missed doubles. Bless her.
He was a clown at school, always acting daft. He won something once, like the shield. And I was dead proud because going with the shield. And do you know what it was for? Much improved behaviour. I thought, well, of all the things, he could have won it for, reading or something, or writing. Much improved behaviour.
From Mexborough in Yorkshire, Dennis the Menace Priestley!
In the 1998 World Championship final, a record-breaking 6th title beckoned for Taylor. And the man he had to beat once more, Dennis Priestley.
The biggest rivalry, without a shadow of a doubt, was Dennis Priestley for many, many years. Rod Ellington came along, Alan Warren for a short while, but the biggest one was Dennis. He was so hard to beat him,
There's the bull. Double 8.
Dennis Priestley!
When he was good, he was brilliant. and he was dead steady. You know, you couldn't rattle him, you couldn't put him off, you couldn't speed up or slow down or walk the wrong way. He was spot on. Great opponent, Dennis.
Priestley had built himself a reputation as one of the real battlers of the sport, a former champion and completely unflappable. But on this occasion, he simply couldn't get going.
64. Fairly require 104.
Priestley more than 200 behind. These could be the final 3 darts of the night. Now 44 left. And double 16 for the 6th time champion of the world! A near-perfect night at Purley for Phil the Power Taylor! A worthy champion indeed!
And Taylor goes into the history books. He takes Bristow's record of 5 World Championships. It remains the greatest bloke ever picked up metal and threw it at the mat.
Ultimately, it was all too easy for Taylor. Priestley had won just 2 legs, and Phil had given him a 6-0 drubbing.
Was it 6-0? Oh dear. Yeah, well, sorry. But you know, you're in the world final. It's you know, it's a quick knockout if you can. But I don't think Dennis recovered after that as much. I think it hurt him a little bit, that one. I mean, he'll tell you better than I will, but I think getting beaten 6-0 in the finals, a bit of a drumming really. So, you know, I mean, he was never the same player after that. He says, just get your head right and you'll win them.
For a record-breaking 6th World Championship, the 1998 Skull World Darts Champion, Phil Taylor!
I knew he could do it. I used to watch him when he was a teenager, and when he was 15, he used to come to me and say to me, "Get your mascara brush, mother, and do his hairs on his, so he could get in the pub, so he could play darts, and he could beat everybody with anybody's darts. He could beat them. You know, he was really good. Because we were all dart players. You know, my husband was good, I was good, my family were good, my brothers. You know, little competition, and we don't like losing. I don't." That was me and his dad, like.
Yeah.
He was at Butlins.
Is that him here?
Yeah.
This little chubby cheeked one.
I know.
I wouldn't eat them.
He wouldn't eat them. That lad across the road from him was telling him all the time. You can see Dennis still there.
Oh, you know.
He doesn't change much, does he?
There's no mistaking who that is there?
No, he doesn't change at all. Oh, that's just one of his. I never watch him. If he comes second, to me second is rubbish. Second is crap. I don't watch him. If he's second, that's it. He's a good lad, in my eyes. Mind you, I'm biased. I'm his mother, aren't I?
In 1999, it was the same story again. Phil into the final of the World Championship.
Oh, a long way off. He knows his fate is in this dart, probably. It's gone.
24.
Taylor will step to the hockey, wanting double 18 to be champion of the world for a 7th time. Yes! Says it all!
To the 1999 Skull World Darts.
Taylor was winning just about everything he could, but some said the sport was still suffering from a split 5 years earlier when top players set up the breakaway PDC, at the time a big gamble.
It was massive. We didn't feel as if the BDO, the powers to be, were doing enough to create sponsorship. You know, they were saying there's no sponsorship there, so we offered to find it, and they told us no. A bit naughty for us. I mean, we got banned from everything, but we stuck together, the players stuck together, and we fought through it. Along came Barry Hearn. I knew, you know, in my heart to heart, that if anybody came into the sport with, you know, a bit of knowledge and knew what they were doing, could turn this game around, and Barry did it.
From The Hague, Ray Barneveld!
Darts fans were craving the big showdown between Taylor and the BDO world champion, the big Dutchman, Raymond van Barneveld. The match duly happened, the Power and Barney determining who really was the world's best.
At the time, that was a massive showdown. That was massive. It was on ITV. And I remember Barry saying, don't you let him beat you. I said, I won't, don't you worry. No way did I want to lose that. Put a lot of work into that game. I wasn't one bit worried about him. I didn't think he was good enough to beat me at the time. It's better if you can walk up there knowing that you can beat somebody. I wanted to get on top of him straight away.
Taylor wanting 112 then. Single 20 will leave. Now he's happy with tops. 12 and tops. 112, another big checkout. And Taylor is now 8 legs to 3 in front.
I studied his game. I thought, well, he's okay in front, but he's not very good at coming back at the time. He's a bit more experienced now. So I thought, get on top of him straight away.
Oh, terrific finish, double 12. What a brilliant finish that is! Barneveld needed that.
And also, he's got a lot of bottle. You know, and what you've got to do with these players, you've got to keep beating them. You've got to get it in their head that you can beat them.
But Barneveld's taken the last 2, either side of the break. Now treble 19 for double 12. Double 12 for a 1-4-1 finish. We've just had a 1-4-4 from Barneveld. Now a 1-4-1 from Taylor. As if to say, don't meddle with me, mate.
So, yeah, I'll be back. It's like blow for blow. And I can remember looking at me thinking, swear words. Yeah, you bleep.
Tops here for 21 legs to 10. Phil Taylor has approved undoubtedly this afternoon in an hour of scintillating dart throwing that he's the best player in the world.
He's had his own back a few times since then, but I'll enjoy that one. I mean, that was like England versus Holland, PDC versus BDO. It was great. Plus, we were a young organisation then, so the last thing we wanted is to lose for the BDO.
Do you know what my first car was?
Go on.
Hillman Minx.
Hillman Minx.
1965. Yeah. Column chains and one big seat across the front here.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the D's bees. And the one I had after, I had it for 2 weeks and it got nicked, was a Cortina Mark II 1600E. Light blue it was, and I thought, whoa.
In any sport, you don't get to be the best without practice, and endless hours of it. Next, after the break, Phil will explain what some of the secrets are in becoming the world's #1.
And it is.
As promised, maybe you fancy becoming a world champion. Well, here's how to do it the Phil Taylor way.
In a tough match, you concentrate on your shot from here. So your eyes are beyond the treble and you walk into the shot. So from the very beginning, John, what I would imagine is a plumb line coming straight through the treble 20, treble 3, and then coming straight the way down. And that's where I would put my foot. I'd make sure that my foot is nice and firm, a bit like a golfer. My foot's nice and solid. Get in the middle. Aim and follow through. So I'm aiming right down the middle. Aim, follow through. Aim, follow through. So what you're trying to do is keep your arm as plumb as you can.
And your head's absolutely static. You've got no bobbing around. There's no.
Not like Jockey. Jockey used to move his head.
Topsy ones for his 8th World Championship. Phil Taylor! Showed emotion! Dennis showed fantastic character! Phil Taylor, first world champion of the new millennium and world darts champion for 8 times!
And again, I go through the basics.
Yeah.
Aim, get your foot centre. Aim and follow through. It's all about follow through. And if you see my arm will go right way through. And you're more or less pointing at what you're throwing at. So it's all follow through. It's a lot like golf or football. If you kick a ball, it's all about the follow through. And it's your follow through what keep it nice and straight.
So here we go for history, for his 9th world title. And the Phil Taylor championship.
Again, keep everything simple. Aim.
Very nice.
Aim.
2 8s for Destiny! Destiny it is with a whitewash.
Tell your children to tell their children to tell their children that tonight you have been part of sporting history. For a man to win 10 World Championships is simply phenomenal.
People who say darts isn't a sport,
Yeah.
what do you say to them?
I think it's a load of rubbish because when we're in the House of the Parliament, I was having a word with Dennis Skinner and I said, "Do you think it's a sport?" And he went, "I'm not sure." I said, "Well, you don't pay tax on pastimes or hobbies, so give me my money back." And he told me to bug off.
Do you spend training like this then in an average day?
I'd probably, when we're in the House of the Parliament, I was having a word with Dennis Skinner and I said, "Do you think it's a sport?" And he went, "I'm not sure." I said, "Well, you don't pay tax on pastimes or hobbies, so give me my money back." And he told me to bug off.
Do you spend training like this then in an average day?
I'd probably do about, I mean, now I'm a bit older, but obviously my eyes won't focus for that long now. I'll probably do about 2 hours, sometimes a bit more, and then just keep nice and loose, keep your arm nice and loose, and then as soon as competition comes up, maybe intensify the practice a bit more. And it's not so much how long you do, it's what you do in that time, to be honest. You know what I mean, I'm very basic, I keep everything simple. I'm not very clever, in other words, so I keep everything as simple as I can, and I don't let things affect me. It's all about, you know, how many hours a day you do, it's all about bottle at the end of the day. When you're on that stage in front of 6,000-7,000 people, you know, and you're playing for hundreds of thousands of pounds, that's when the bottle comes in.
And ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed king of darts.
When you're standing behind and you can hear your name getting shouted out and all the crowd are queuing up ready for batter you type of thing, it's brilliant. I mean, it really gets your adrenaline going. Sometimes your stomach can be churning over, you know, you start getting nervous, you start getting, you know, a little bit anxious for get up there, you know, thinking, oh, here we go, game on now, because everything you've done, all your practicing, all your preparation, doesn't mean anything now, that this is it. It can be a bit scary sometimes.
During 2002, Phil became world champion for a 10th time. He'd taken his 5th World Match Play, his 4th Grand Prix and the inaugural Desert Classic. But at the start of that year, one prize had eluded him, the first ever perfect live televised 9-dart finish.
It was killing me not to do a 9-darter, and as I'm walking down through the people, everybody's getting mental. Come on, Phil, give us a 9-darter. So it's in your mind and you're thinking, shut up.
Mace knew this was going to happen. Look at him come again with another max. Oh, it's incredible! He's in before he can get the idea out. This is guarded by numbers. Yes, both the ladies on the same table here. Dave, I noticed.
And Taylor again switching on the power, and Mason just wilting just a fraction in the blast, in the furnace heat that Taylor's power exudes.
Oh, he's thinking about it. Ah, he's on it again. He's on the 9-darter. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's on the 9-darter for £100,000.
3 darts away from £100,000. It's never been seen live on television.
History
miss
potentially
this.
in the making.
Got to get the treble 20 with the first dart.
Yes, he's got it. Treble 19. Double 12 for history! History! He's done it! He did it! He did the 9-dart! £100,000!
Well, you have to agree that is a moment in television history, the first live 9-dart finish, and you have shared a great, great moment.
It had to come! It had to come!
And once you do your first one, the next one is just as hard. They say it isn't, I'll tell you what it is. It's just as hard, but it's a great feeling when you do it.
Darts ultimate,
especially when
it?
you get 100 grand. Well, my target is to beat Ronnie's 147s. That's what my target is. So I've done 6 9-darters. I think at the time Ronnie had done 7 147s, and I'd had dinner with him at Sheffield, something like on a Friday, I think. And I said, I'm after your 147s. And what did he do the next night? He did a 147. or so I'm going to strangle him when I get old. Obviously, he's done 8 now. So that's my target, Ronnie.
Is the repetition so much, Phil, that you could literally throw darts with your eyes shut? Really good blind golfers you can shut your eye and they'll nail a drive. I mean, could you shut your eyes and hit a 20?
I can try.
Go on then.
I'm just going to try and close my eyes. So I'll close my eyes now.
Go on.
Playing.
12.
No.
No, that's interesting.
There
you go. It's the eyes are key.
You start falling over. I'll get level first. Don't get level. I can aim there.
I'm not meaning to trick you up. You're throwing like me.
That's close. Is it booth?
Do you know that looks so familiar to how I throw my darts normally.
16s for a 12-darter from the Power.
69.
Winning the world title had become a yearly habit for Taylor. In 2003, he was going for number 11. But the big Canadian John Part refused to be overawed.
That 161 he brought out in the match against Harvey was brilliant. This looks like Brill gets the ball. Oh, yes! The dream start for Part!
A lot of bottlers, John. You know what I mean? Doesn't give on. Good finisher. He kept his nose in front, and as soon as he had a shot, he took it out, which was that's what you've got to do.
And Taylor's got to get this to keep his hopes alive, methinks. Part will at least have 1 darter to double if Taylor doesn't check out 1-2-1. That's 104, treble 18 for the Bull. There's the treble 18, the Bull's eye to take us. Oh, he's missed it!
He's missed!
That might be the last dart of this match as Part wants 77, treble 19, double 10.
To take the world title.
18 and tops.
Greatest player ever. John Part wants tops to sink Taylor and does it!
John Part is the happiest man on the planet at this moment.
At the time, it was like a relief for me. I think I'd won it 8 years on the trot, and it was like a, thank God for that. So I can, you know, try different things now, and you know, there's a lot of pressure on you year after year. You keep winning it, so it was like a. But after about 2 months, didn't like it. I thought, this is not right. I'm not world champion anymore. So I wanted it back again then.
Part of being a true champion is about coping with defeat, and you could say Phil Taylor did it rather well. He won the next 3 world titles, but the doubters were out again in 2007 as he lost form, and whispers around the sport suggested the power was slipping. But in that first Grand Slam on ITV, he proved he was far from finished.
Well, the ITV, I mean, the first one won it, so I'm over the moon about that one. And then, because you've got the best of the best there. So really, that is, ITV is probably harder to win than the World Championships on quality of players, because you've got the best of everybody. In the Grand Slam, you've got no qualifier. It's very difficult to win that one.
And to win your world title.
So I know. With me, you've got to keep setting your targets with different sports people or different achievements. You know what I mean? And I never think about my achievements. The only time I ever think is when I see golf or snooker or tennis, and they say what people have won, and then you can sit back and think, you know, I've done all right. I've done a few titles myself.
You still maintain your sheer enthusiasm for the sport.
I love it. I love. Yeah. I don't think about it. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, I'll get up in the morning and my first thing I do is have my breakfast, obviously, and then I go on the practice board. And that's what you've got to do. It's my life. And it's going to be weird when it comes to an end and I don't have to get up and practice.
That all remains a long way off, though, for Phil Taylor. For now, dart's most well-known figure is just wondering how he's going to manage to fit everything in.
Next year, we're looking at $5 million in prize money, with over 5 tournaments with over £100,000 first prize. So that's what I'm after.
Rubs his hands with
Have I ever? I know they keep on about the credit crunching.